Okay, this is the fork that I used for the other pie that was in this box. I rinsed it under water until it was hot, and then it was very hot water, and I cleaned it that way. Um, it's the fork from the Indian restaurant called Marigold in Las Vegas, Nevada. We don't know if it's named after Marigold Court, where there was a house I was a guest in, and I was molested in there, and then I was locked out of there. And when I called there to tell them that I survived what they did to me, they said they were still there and not interested in me at all. And that's how I don't want to eat Marigold Indian food, even though it's Indian food. It's really not alive. It's not American food in there. I don't really want this silverware that way, but that's what I'm using right now because it comes in a plastic. It's been only touched by me. I broke the top of it. Um, the Marie Callender's pies don't come with a fork in the box. I can eat it with my hands, but I have a fork I can use, so I'm going to use it. This lid, it says, the arrows in a triangle, 3 of them, going one way, I guess, to the left. In the center, it has a 1, like the number 1. And then underneath it says P-E-T-E. I don't know. If you say that out loud, it's Pete, like the nickname Pete for somebody named Peter. So I want to say Pete of Mr. Franzen house. Somebody called him Pete when I was really young. And he was making an addition on his house. Like, he took the part of the roof off of his house and did construction himself and constructed a second level on his house. And I checked it out myself. He invited me in. I walked up the stairs inside and I went to the top floor of his house and it was too small. He did it. I know he did it because I saw him taking the roof apart. And when he was done putting the second level on his house, it was like I would think for someone about my size, and I can't live in there. And I think he's too big to go up the stairs and be in the second level of that house that he made that way. That's not alive. I know. I don't afford it. I need Mr. Franzen, Mr. Franzen, to sit on a beach and make a sand castle so I can watch him, that he can do something he can afford. But he really belonged in prison, I know that. So this is for recycling. You can recycle numbers 1 and 2 if they're in the center of the arrows in a triangle shape. The center number 1 and center number 2 can be recycled. Yeah, but the rest of them go in the landfills. Why don't they all go in the landfills? If you don't get the money, what's the point? You just know that you helped God to make something reusable for somebody else. You have to melt it down and form it again into plastic. If I had a flame and I tried to melt this with a flame, wouldn't that be like bad for whatever the smell odor is that would get into the air? I would not want to recycle anything. I was conditioned to accept recycling by Camp Interlochen in Eagle River, Wisconsin, zip code 54521. And I don't want to do the recycling. I did not suggest that to the camp myself, and I don't afford to hear it. Whose idea was that to have recycling? When what I just described is you'd have to melt this down and reform it into something all over again. And that's how it would be clean, I guess, until you see that it's not an acceptable product. Like it's not acceptable when it's, I guess, reformed. It won't be the same as that it was new. Is there such a thing as that, right? Am I just going too far into the trying to do the recycling myself, and I can't? I don't mentally do it. I couldn't physically do it. Uh, Melt this plastic in what? I know you're not supposed to do that over the stove. You're not supposed to do that in cookware. Did anybody suggest that we should recycle by using our own heating elements, like that we would use for other purposes? I just don't think I afford recycling being publicly um, traded. And for example, if it says redemption of a recyclable glass bottle could be 10 cents. Uh, I don't understand that. No. I've been highly educated. It's something to fill the time. But I don't want to change myself. I don't need the education because I'm in order. I don't know is my authority. Not I'm educated and I know a great many things. I'm more than that. I know education of many years of my life. And I was educated to believe in recycling, which now I just don't. Well, all that is lost, in the past, that I had to be there and I had to believe in what people were saying to me. And now I just don't because I'm not that money anymore. And you don't believe in me. That was established elsewhere. Why don't you change? Because you're a debt that's going to yourself is not true. You are in a formed world that you don't alive yourselves. You alive in it, but you don't alive itself. And that's what your faith is supposed to be about. In something that's bigger than yourself. You're supposed to be going through your alive to understand how to die in God. And you're not really there because you have an identity that you're going to keep. I don't accept that you don't believe in me after all the alive that has alived over 45 years of alive and whatever part of it each individual has alived itself within the alive of all of my lifetime. You must believe in that you need an illegal alive to end in an unclean death of yourself. And you must believe in the God that is within myself that is speaking right here. I'm a debt too. I am also a debt like you are. But I am speaking, and you are to believe in myself because that is where your life is going. That's why you're being created. You are to believe in God in every form that he appears as himself and as itself divine.